everybody, and welcome back to MotoE. And we are all set for the second race of the day and the second race of the season to round out round one of the 2023 World Championship opener. For the first time, it's a World Championship event, MotoE. This morning, we saw as well with Jordi Torres taking a very popular race victory as well. And now let's see what this afternoon is going to bring. Same grid as before with Matteo Ferrari on pole position, but he has been given a long lap penalty for crashing under a yellow flag. That was this morning as well, so he has been given a penalty for that. We'll keep an eye on where he needs to be as well later on. Alongside me in the commentary box, so in the background, it's Josh and Omi. So hello Josh and Omi, you're watching on the commentary box. Start with you, Josh. How's your day been so far?
Tired, very sleepy, very sleepy, very sleepy. You don't want to know what time I went to sleep. I went to sleep at past 5 because I had a very important secret matter, which I will not do. I will not say.
Okay, sounds fair. How's you, Omi? You've been watching on in the box all day, been taking an eye on qualifying and the race and all that lot. You've been enjoying the day?
Yep, definitely enjoyed the MotoE race as well. Really enjoyed that, so that was great. And yeah, a great start to the championship. I'm excited for race 2 as well.
I've just been handed a wireless microphone that we had from ages ago and being told to speak into that. I don't know why, because my headset is still working. So I'll have a look and see why I've been... Okay, I've just been told to hold this wireless microphone. Apparently it's something for the radio because they can't hear me at the moment. So, yeah, in case you know, we've got wireless mics, so that's okay. I've got to cover up though because it still says the original channel name, so I'll have to cover that up as well on the cameras. But hello everybody listening in as well. Hopefully it's going to be an amazing race achievement here today for everybody. In fact, I've got a better solution to this. Josh, 5 minutes to the race start. How are you looking forward to this one? MotoE, different to Formula E, of course. Do you like it? 8 laps of action, 2 sets a day. It's not that bad in total.
I mean, this is my first time I've ever watched MotoE. I've heard of MotoE, but this is the first time I've watched MotoE, and I would be a little bit confused and a little bit worried if Formula E and MotoE were the same, if they were both cars.
Yeah, don't worry, they're not the same.
they're bikes.
Omi, what about you? You were watching this morning, I know, ahead of the race. What did you make of the first one in the morning?
An electric race. Great action, and enjoyed it. And when you when you said that there was going to be action throughout, I was kind of like, well, let's see how much there is, and it was, because it's so short, so a lot of action. One thing I've been having to get used to all day is you saying red flag. So I'm like, oh well, is there a red flag? No. So it's a bit different than obviously F1, F2, because they usually have a green flag during the race starts. But yeah, really great day. Really enjoyed watching this, and I'm really looking forward to this race.
Yeah, me too as well. It's looking to be absolutely fantastic. We'll get the starting grid procedure in a few moments' time, and hopefully everyone can hear me taking the radio coverage of this on the handheld mic that we've got holding as well. Being told that the problem's nearly fixed, so we're getting a bit of feedback, but it's not too bad at the moment as well. Yeah, we do have wireless microphones. We just don't use them because they're unreliable as well, and we're trying to get replacements in as well. So I'll just hold this up to my mic for a minute. Here we go. It's race 2 of the weekend then here, and this is your starting grid with Matteo Ferrari on pole position, Hector Garza is in second, and Jordi Torres is third. Randy Kumaka as well is in fourth, with Kevin Manfred in fifth, and Nicholas Spinelli is in sixth. But a long lap penalty for crashing under a yellow flag in race 1 to Matteo Ferrari. Further back, we've got Mattia Cassidy starting in 7th. Zanoni is in 8th. Miguel Pons is 9th. Then we get as well Andrea Mantovani ahead once again. If we take a look for the Mantovani, then we get Zalconi and Okubo in 12th. Then Tito Rabat 13th, Finelio 14th, Salvador 15th. Perez is 16th, and Maria Herrera starts in 16th in the field as well. We're told the audio connection's been fixed with the baby bus mixer, so I can now put the handheld mic down. Very well, they're very good with the wireless setup. So thank you for that. So we're all back in action, testing. Yep, looks okay to me. So, no parade lap, not even a roll forward from the dummy grid. Tyre heaters in position, then followed by an action rump as well down to turn 1. Josh, just quickly, if you could do me a favour and tweet the link out, the JB Motorsports for race 2, that would be very much appreciated because I haven't got time as well with 2 minutes to the race start.
I think it's already been done.
Have I done it? Oh, who's done it? Did I do it?
That was sprint race.
That was sprint race, yeah.
Yeah, I'm tired.
No worries, no worries. Thank you very much for doing that. As we come forward, Jordi Torres starts third on the grid. Won this morning. Ferrari with a long penalty, so it looks like we're going to be in a repeat of race number 1, where it will be Torres versus Garzo. Randy Schumacher as well. I'm hoping he can get up there. We saw this morning, Omi, a segregated battle come through. So, who are you picking? I know you've never seen it before, but who are you picking for a race win?
A really hard one. I don't really know the drivers as much, so gonna be interesting, but I'll just go for the man starting in third. Just looking at the cars, don't have a clue about the drivers, just looking at the cars. So I'll say the man in third.
The grid beginning to clear, and then we've got 30 seconds to go. The tyre warmers have been released, and we will get ready. MotoE round 1, race number 2 as well. 8 events, 16 races, red flag at the front. All the personnel are off of the grid. We'll get a green flag at the back, and then we will look to the lights with green lights on. Here we go then. Race 2 for round 1 is under starters orders. Lights out. Good start once again from Hector Garza. Jordi Torres is going to get bogged down a little bit, and Randy Schumacher is going to try and come through on the inside line. Into Dunlop we go. Garza gets past Ferrari, takes with that with ease. Into the Dunlop chicane we go. Side by side, a little bit of an internal battle, but Torres still in third. Schumacher has been dropped back as Nicholas Spinelli goes through up into 4th position. Zarconi Pons passing Manfred as well in the middle, and now at the front, Ferrari trying to pass Garza with 8 to go. Not working out. Clean start as we head down now the back half of this track as well, as we just be trying to filter out the background noise as they come through, because that's the commentary coming through over the radio instead of the action of the noise as well, so it's getting quite difficult to separate that. Garzo, there we go. Garzo leads, Ferrari second. Now is Ferrari going to take the long lap penalty immediately? No, he's not. He's going to serve it on a lap 2 of the race, and he's got 8 to save it. No jump starts, which is the best news as they whiz their way out of Garage Fier, down the back straightaway up towards 9 and 10. These bikes are quicker now than Moto3. On the inside goes Ferrari, thinking about a move. Not going to work out. Garza's just got to sort of hold his hands up and go, okay, if you want to take the lead, you can take it, but I'm going to get it back at the long lap. So Ferrari's going to go for it. On the inside line, Garza outbreaks him on the Ducati electric bike in towards the S Blues 11 and 12 complex before Rakudamon. Jordi Torres has got back up there as well. And look at that. It's a repeat of race 1 by the end of the first lap as well, where Ferrari chasing down for a race lead but having to serve a penalty. So the race 1, and now Ferrari gets the long lap penalty warning flash up on the monitor with 7 laps to go. We knew it was coming, we knew it was going to happen, it was avoidable as Ferrari takes the lead. What do you make of the opening lap there, Josh? As Garzo's going to come back on the inside line to the braking zone. Ferrari's going to go deep. Garzo, does he lose out? Yes, he does, and nearly high sides as well. So Ferrari takes it, but he's got that long lap. What do you make of the opening lap then, Josh?
I didn't even watch a lot of it because there was a very loud bang outside, so I went to go investigate, but
what do you make of it, Amy?
Yeah, great action already, a lot of battling and very close together, so a lot of changes. And gotta get used to them all being so close together in MotoE and MotoGP, because I don't actually watch live, so I'm gonna have to get used to watching all of these cars close together.
Good thing, it's bikes. Megan does the same thing.
Oh yeah, bike.
Megan does exactly. I do it. It's a slip of the tongue as well as they come through. Now, Ferrari leads with Garza in second. Torres third. The gap already is 4/10 of a second. So Spinelli is closing in on them. Here's the live championship standings. Look at that. The graphics haven't even updated. This still says live cup standings. And look, they've got rid of it now because it's not a World Cup. We are now an actual World Championship event for MotoE. And it's Torres leading on 41 points, a points difference to Hector Garzo in second position as well. So already the championship for the first ever MotoE World Champions getting quite strong. We were a World Cup for 4 seasons actually, 19, 20, 21, 22. And then we changed over. This is already the 5th season of MotoE, and it's the first one under a World Championship challenge. I haven't commentated on this series since 2020 as well, because it just got so hard to commentate on because it wasn't on TV. We've got a yellow flag out on the circuit. I think it's Tito Rabat. And it is Tito Rabat who's managed to pick the bike up from going off at Vakudamon. 153 miles per hour though for a Kubo. And that's 247 kilometres. So Tito Rabat on the 53 has crashed. Mattia, yeah, there we go. Rabat crashed. Rider okay, as we can see on the turn 13. That's at Vakudamon. Ferrari with his long lap penalty, though. He's building up an 8/10 gap to Jordi Torres. So he's trying desperately to hold something out there. As Rabat has rejoined the race, Spinelli has been given a track limits warning. Yellow flag has been rescinded. 6 laps to go already in the MotoE race as they fly up. Now into Garage Vier. Are we going to see Ferrari? Oh, he tweaked the bike at the back. Surprised he got that stop. Does he go wide? Can't see his exit. No, he's got it. Ferrari, the 1:42.37. He must serve the long lap penalty within 3 laps. He got served at the end of lap 1. So that's lap 2, lap 3. Lap 4 is the final one you can do it on. So that's next lap. Ferrari must do it. He's using these 3 laps in order to try and get himself out some gaps. Ferrari leads Torres. Oh, hang on, we've got a crasher. Is that Miguel Pons? And Miguel Pons, I think, has crashed out of the race. He's stopped in the 4th sector and has dropped back down to 16th position. So Miguel Pons has had an accident on the circuit. No sign of a yellow, so we'll bring that in. The feedback is unbelievable from BT Sport 7. I do apologise, everybody. It's not our fault. It is the fault of BT by putting us on to BT Sport 7. I'm not even watching this race in HD. It's in SD as well, the coverage here. And it's not like the good SD that we used to have. It's the really grainy, streamed over the internet SD as well for BT Sport 7 as they come through. Mattia Ferrari, though, it's still 8-second gap, though, so I'm happy with that. Ferrari, everyone's having fastest middle sector times as well as they continue to push through. As they drop down, there's the 29 getting past. That's Spinelli getting passed by Manfred in 5th position. Now, is Ferrari going to serve the long lap penalty now? That's the question we need to see. This race hasn't sort of livened up yet. It's been a bit of a boring second race. The bike's got recharged and, in Ferrari's case, rebuilt after his crash earlier on. There's several as well that have had to change over. Ferrari hasn't done it. Ferrari has not served the long lap penalty. Now, is that going to give a black flag? That's the question. He hasn't given the penalty within 3 laps. So the stewards now have the benefit to black flag him from this event. Crashing under yellow, it's an instant penalty. So what do you think, Josh? Ferrari could be a black flag from this race if he's not careful.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking, because Ferrari, right, has got a long lap penalty, does that mean every single Ferrari driver across F1, all of the sports cars, like
they've got to come and do it, yeah.
All of that, do they have to do it? But then if Ferrari gets black flagged, does everyone have to get black flagged?
Oh, look at that long lap now being flagged up for Ferrari. Long lap penalty. They're telling him, serve it. Well, there's a misunderstanding in the rules now because he got served at the end of lap 1. So that's lap 2, lap 3, lap 4. That's within 3 laps. Not lap 5. Can't do it on lap 5. He's put out a 1.3-second gap to Jordi Torres, so he might come out the back of this battle because Torres and Garza have got a second as well to Cassidy. Mattia Cassidy up to 4th place now. As Ferrari does a 140.15.
There's a Cassidy in MotoE as well.
Yep, Mattia Cassidy in there too. Look at that, rear tyre smoke coming off the back of Ferrari's bike. He's pushing as much as he can as they slide back through. What do you think, Omi, as well? New to long lap penalties and all that lot. Do you reckon it's fair for crashing under yellow to get a penalty if you crash accidentally?
Yeah, I did see that crash. So, well, I'm pretty unsure. Is he taking it now? He is. He is taking it.
He's going to come out in third position. Crucially, gets out ahead, and he's completed the long lap, gets out ahead of Cassidy. So Ferrari to third, serves his long lap penalty. It's been deemed a completion. Torres leads with Garzo second. So it's now status quo from this morning. In race number 1, Ferrari drops to third, but now, with 4 laps to go, can start to push. It's a 15-minute race, effectively. It's short, sweet racing. Everybody loves it. And 2 races make up the 16 laps, which is round about the same as what you'd have for a junior class below Moto 3. But because the bikes can't run 16 laps continuously, they have to be charged. We have the charging option as well to do 2 races. Hopefully going forward, as the battery develops for motorcycles, like it developed for Formula E, in their race cars, that we will have longer MotoE races as well, akin to 20 laps as well to go up, as Ferrari already passing Hector Garzo round the outside into the chicane, and Torres now leads the title on 50 points. And then Hector Garza is going to be 14 back. Cassidy has been given the track limits warning as well. And it's not like Nick Cassidy, it's Mattia Cassidy. It's spelled Casadei. So it's slightly different than the Cassidy that we see in Formula E. But it's a nice little crossover there, isn't it? That's what you were saying, wasn't it, Josh?
Yeah, but that's a little bit questionable how Ferrari did his long lap penalty 1 lap later.
Yeah.
Because they also have long lap penalties in superbikes.
We've got Manfred has crashed. Manfred has crashed. Yellow flags come out sector 2. So Manfred has crashed out of the race, and that's a disappointment. Was running inside the top 5, and he's gone down now. Cassidy, the 2 teammates actually at the HP Pons lost 40 bikes as well. Matteo Cassidy and Nicholas Spinelli, they've got penalty warnings. Kevin Manfred has crashed out at turn 7 of this race, so that's a worry. That is down at Museum at turn 7. That's a lot of crashes here this morning actually for that run, so that is a big worry. Up the inside, Mantovani passes Krumacher as well as they fly back through. Reminder, if you want to watch the IndyCar warm-up session, we'll be providing driver tracker and live timing with commentary provided by the IndyCar Radio Network. That's on here in an hour's time. As now the battle for the lead changing as well. Jordi Torres keeping the inside close as well with Mattia Ferrari, who set a 1:40.101, the fastest lap. Ferrari, who was a champion in MotoE before, is battling Jordi Torres, who is also a champion. Can they get anything through it as well? Hector Garza in third position. Ferrari pushing everything as well. Out of the last couple of corners. Of course, Germany is where MotoE started. Then France started year 2. Go on.
Has Ferrari got a time penalty? Is that the time penalty symbol next?
No,
to
fastest lap.
I can't tell because it's SD. All right, fastest lap.
Yeah, it's the fastest lap. It's a 1:40.101. Oh, and there is the yellow. Well, hang on a minute. Where's the yellow flag? Because we've got a marshals on the track and a rider walking off, and there's no active yellow flag on the monitor. It's still on for us, but that's really bizarre that there wasn't a yellow flag there to indicate to everyone slow down and don't stop. It's been rescinded now, so that's good news, but a little bit dangerous as we'll have 1 lap left, 2.6 miles to make this attack, and Jordi Torres is under pressure from Matteo Ferrari. Like we had in race 1 then, is a grandstand finish to race 2, and the final MotoE race of the weekend here at Le Mans. Through the last 2 corners, and Torres goes wide. Ferrari's getting him psyched up into Ricudemont. He can't go for an inside move there. Has to be done into turn 1. Gets a good exit. Powers on. Final lap to call then for MotoE here at Le Mans. And it's Jordi Torres who won race 1 under pressure from Mattia Ferrari, coming back from a long lap penalty. Ferrari to the inside line. He forces Torres to take a big lift, and Matteo Ferrari brilliantly takes the lead. But I wonder if that's forcing a rider into having to pull up. I wonder if that's a bit too close there. And we'll see what the race direction says. It's not over yet. Ferrari has now got to defend from Jordi Torres, who saved his tyres for the end of this race. He's going to push harder. Now the gap will only be 9 points in the championship after these 2 races, so it's 25 points each for a race win. Ferrari and Krumacher as well will be 20 points back, so makes an interesting title. So let's keep it this way. But can Torres fight back to do the double? Coming out now of Museum, down towards Garage Vier. Down now to around about 75 kilometres an hour. punches on the bike. I don't think Torres can do anything here, Omi. I think it's going to be Ferrari who's ridden beautifully, like he did in race 1 before the accident.
Yeah, Ferrari's on for it now, and it's going to be great for him after that accident in race 1. So he's going to do it now, it looks like. I don't think Torres is going to be able to get close enough and overtake him now. So it looks like Ferrari's going to be coming home for the victory. First
time we said that this year in the MotoE series as well, which is great to see. Torres is right there. Garza's coming in. Not going to work out into the S-Blues corner before the 2:13 and 14 of Akudaman. Well, race 2 of the day, and the first round has been split. Torres won race 1. Race 2 belongs to Mattia Ferrari. Long lap penalty who? He wins the second race here at Le Mans. Jordi Torres is second. Hector Garza third. Cassidy finishes fourth as well, with Spinelli fifth. Mantovani 6th. Schumacher in 7th, Zahoni in 8th, Zarconi 9th, Kubo 10th, rounding out as well with Finio, Pons, Salvador, Perez, and Maria Helena getting a point. Brilliant stuff due to the accident for Tito Rabat, putting him down to 16th, and Kevin Manfred, the only retirement from this race. Brilliant MotoE there. What did you both make of it? Start with you then, Josh. What did you make of MotoE?
Yeah, that was a good race. That race win might not stick though, because the long lap penalty was done 1 lap late, and the longer you leave your long lap penalty, the more you can push to create more of a gap, so the less time you lose.
And it did lose in less time.
And it was done. Yeah, it was 1 lap over, so that might not stick, but I will have to see and keep you updated.
We will certainly keep you informed about what's going to happen. Jordi Torres second, and Hector Garza third. An Italian wins. An Italian with a Ferrari surname. It must be Christmas for him half the time as well. What do you think, Omi, then? You've seen both races here today as well. Are you into MotoE? I'm just getting back into MotoE. I haven't commentated on it since 2020.
Well, I'm actually getting into bikes in general, because I didn't watch any MotoGP or anything, so yeah, been quite interesting. This race was quite good, but obviously we'll need to see what happens with Ferrari, because obviously he did gain an advantage, was able to push more for the extra lap. He stayed out there, so yeah, we'll see. Well, what we can tell is that this series is going to be exciting all the way through. Well, this race did have a bit of a boring period in the middle, but other than that, it's been a great day of MotoE, and we're definitely going to be getting more exciting racing in this series throughout the season.
Now, here's a replay of Mattia Ferrari's long lap penalty, and they're looking at it. Did he complete it correctly? Looking. I think he did. And I think it's going to stick it, but it was if it was done too late. That's the question. There he is getting to the inside of Hector Garza for third. Ferrari's comeback is being built out here. So the stewards obviously aren't investigating it. So they must be happy that there's a reason he did it a lap later. Maybe they called it at the wrong time. Maybe when he crossed the line. Because to me it was called at the end of lap 1. That gives him laps 2, 3 and 4. But if it was called on lap 2, that gives him lap 3, 4 and 5. So it could be an issue from the stewards there as to when that.
True.
Yeah, it's an issue because it came out just at the line, didn't it? Usually comes out on lap 1, but it came out at the line, so they need to make sure. When was that signal called?
If they get a long lap penalty to serve at the race, it's normally around the last 2 sectors it gets deployed in lap 1, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in the last sector, sector 4. As soon as they cross sector 4, it gets deployed, so they've got those laps to give it. But it wasn't. It was deployed at the line. So I'm thinking, does that trigger that it will be the next lap? So we'll keep an eye on that, because the stewards haven't said anything. We will, however, head down as well to hear from the top 3 as well. And, of course, the, I believe, podium ceremony. I think we had that this morning as well. But for now, let's hand over to the world feed with Neil and Matt.
Miffed at missing out on a second victory of the day. You can see they're not completely overjoyed with second place. Nico Tarol, the Aspar team boss. Jorge Martinez, Aspar, the team owner, just in the middle of the shot there. And I think that's David Alonso, the young Moto3 rider for the team.
It is the young Colombian, as Ferrari moves up 14 positions in the championship standings, equal to Randy Krummenacker then.
Yeah, good stuff all round from Jordi Torres. This time, or at this round a year ago, of course, he was leaving the Le Mans track with a broken leg after a horrible collision up at turn 4. But this time, he leaves as the MotoE World Championship leader, thanks to first and second place. Good showing there as well by Hector Garzo. We were saying earlier, man, the intact GP team, they had a big old job trying to fill the boots of Domi Egeter, last year's World Cup winner, of course, off to World Superbike this year, so he couldn't take part in this championship. And it looks as though they've found a pretty able deputy.
Yeah, it certainly did have a big hole to fill, and with Krimenacher there as well, running extremely well. You've got to hand it to them. It's the future certainly looks bright for them, doesn't it? I'm sure very soon we'll be getting to speak to them as well, hear about that race, what Garzo thought of it. And of course, MotoE is at every European round now, until with the last round in Misano, I should say. And so we got all of the fun to come throughout all the European races, including Silverstone as well. And I can't wait to see some MotoE e-bikes around there. But there we go then. We're going to hear from Hector Garzo in a moment. A strong start to his MotoE World Championship campaign. A second and a third. Let's hear how he feels, Fran.
Yes, let's see how he feels indeed. Well, Hector, 2 podiums. It's a good start for everyone watching. I'm sure for you as a rider you wanted 2 wins, but how was that, and how are you feeling now about the next one with a triple header coming up?
Well, thank you very much. Happy to be back here today 2 times. More points for the championship. We tried one thing different for this race. For sure was not the thing to try, but well, I was suffering a little bit, but I managed to arrive till the end to try to manage the gap with the guys behind. Matteo was unbelievable, crazy fast, even with a long lap. Congrats to him. And well, more points for the championship. Happy for the weekend. Thanks to the team, sponsors, and see you in Mugello.
See you in Mugello.
Thanks very much to you, Fran, and thanks to Hector Garzo, 3rd place finisher, double podium finisher here today at Le Mans, and just full of praise of the victor in the end. Sporting comments from Hector. He was quite right, wasn't he, Matt? Just no one really had an answer for the victor in the end.
Yeah, what can you do when someone's just riding on that level 8? Just extremely impressive. What about Jordi Torres, though? A win and 2nd place. How does he feel?
Exactly, a win and a 2nd place today, Jordi, and the championship lead by a bit of a little margin there for yourself at the top. How was that? Talk us through this race and how you feel now we've got the first 2 races done in 2023.
Yeah, the first weekend completed, and we are very happy with this result. We know that Matteo Ferrari tried to do everything to catch on the top, because for the mistake of the first race should bring a lot of battery to this second race, and he have a lot of pace and okay, I try to stay there, but I do some mistakes on the front. I start to feel something wrong, you know, and I keep my pace. Matteo overtake me, I release. I quit the throttle, I stay there, finish 2nd. Okay, the most important is seeing the championship, catching the point, finish the races, and still continue like this.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome job from Jordi. And just such a character, isn't he? Gotta love him, the number 81. Very, very, very impressive way to start the new era of MotoE aboard those wonderful Ducatis that we got there. Everybody putting so much work and passion into this sport. Hey, there we go then. Our race winner, Matteo Ferrari, did it the hard way. What's he thinking?
Yeah, he did it the hard way, but he did it. If I was wearing a hat, I would take it off to you. Congratulations, Matteo. What a way to bounce back after a fairly dramatic start to 2023. That long lap, no problem. Race win. How are you feeling after that? It was pretty impressive for us watching.
First of all, I want to thanks to my team, because they work very, very hard from race 1 to race 2. They did a very great job. The bike was incredible during the race. This is a special gift, because this is 200 podium from Gresini Racing. So really happy about that. And yeah, I did also the long lap penalty, but you know, this morning I did a mistake. So I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I give my maximum every lap, and I'm really happy about this result.
Ci vediamo a Mugello.
Ci vediamo a Mugello. Ciao.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, another. I mean, this championship's full of characters, isn't it? Just Matteo Ferrari, another such a nice fella. And great to watch in this game. One of the only 4 riders on the grid that have been here throughout every season of MotoE, and we just love watching him. Great to see him stick around.
Yeah, it certainly is. He's been with this series since the start. Obviously the victor back in 2019 outright, and he's had a pretty formidable championship record since then. He's been in the top 3 every single year that he's competed. First, second, third and third in the 4 years up to now. You have to say that is on course to continue. And we did say, Matt, surely he's going to have burnt up the best of his tyres coming back from that long lap penalty. But on the last lap, he was 8 tenths faster than Jordi Torres.
What do we know?
Exactly, yeah. The only man in the 1 minute 40s on the final lap. Everyone else in the 1 minute 41. So Ferrari just on another level completely in that race.
Really, really impressive. 200 podiums, Grassini Racing. Oh, wow, there you go. Isn't that nice? Great job for Grassini, one of the most loved teams in the paddock as well. Very, very nice indeed. Excellent stuff. We'll be having the podium very shortly as well. You can see at the forefront of your picture, the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup. Rider mechanics and helpers, sorry, those are they're referred to as, bringing the trolleys in towards pit lane, because they've got a race coming up next, brought to you by myself and Peter Clifford. That'll be on local broadcasters, etc., wherever you like to watch from. And we got the podiums just before this. Very windy with a strong headwind down the start and finish straight, hey? Goodness me. No wonder the slipstream effect with Ferrari was so strong in making those moves for second place and first, eh? Interesting.
Yeah, you can see those flags getting absolutely buffeted on top of the Le Mans podium. One of the best podium places, I would say, of the entire calendar, man. It really does give the riders a chance to stand over pit lane, and also a great view for the grandstand on the opposite side of the start-finish straight. Great to see pictures of the grandstand and see many of the French fans have stayed behind after the MotoGP sprint to watch the second running of the MotoE World Championship today. They've certainly got their money's worth today, wouldn't you say? All the action that we've had, qualifying for all 3 Grand Prix classes, 2 MotoE races, Red Bull Rookies race, and of course a MotoGP sprint.
So, I thought they already got their money's worth, given how cheap it is to get here. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And it just shows with the attendance as well. Sensational. Let's listen to what the guys have to say.
Sí, ¿no? Sí. Venga, chicos. Ajá. Adelante. Tuyo primero.
Well then, that was short-lived, but there we go. So we've got the riders coming out onto the podium now. First of all, with Hector Garzo, he's got to be happy with that. A couple of podiums for him. Jordi Torres, P1 and P2, why not indeed? But Ferrari had the best of all of them later this afternoon. Not today overall, because that's Jordi Torres. But done very, very well indeed. Another set of trophies being brought out as well. NLX Way to present them. Fabio Sassara, operations manager at NLX Way. Then coming out, also presenting the second place trophy as well to Jordi Torres. And he's probably not presenting the first place one, he's just shaking the hand of Matteo Ferrari. It's another, it's MotoE project manager Michele Muzzi from Ducati. There's Ferrari raising the trophy high above his head. That must be pretty special here at Le Mans. Well then, time for something special. As always, the Italian national anthem.
Fantastic race here as well, and now, as ever, it's champagne time on the podium. So much action, so much interest coming into this weekend as well. The first race of the season for MotoE has been completed. Okay, let's get the thoughts then of Josh and Omi. Starting with you then, Josh. What did you make then of MotoE?
That was a good race. It was very electric.
I like what you did there. I did.
But, thank you, Omi, for that. Yeah, good race.
What about you, Omi? What did you make of it?
An electric race. But yeah, great stuff anyway. Ferrari, great drive by him. Depends if it sticks though as well, but still anyway, great drive. So yeah, we'll definitely be joining the box in the background more when the I was about to say cars, sorry. When the bike racing is going on. So it's gonna be very exciting, and I'll definitely be in the background joining for the IndyCar later on as well in the pit lane.
Sounds fun, Omi. Can't wait to have you in the box as well. 5-person strong team sounds good to me. Okay, IndyCar is coming up. You can join us in around about 45 minutes for all the action as well from the warm-up session. And we are live 8:30 British Summer Time tonight as well for all of the action. MotoE round 1 is done then. Round 2 will be coming up. Jordi Torres leads on 45 points. Hector Garza is now on 36. Mattia Ferrari on 25. Akumanaka on 25 as well. Zanoni on 21. Kubo 17, Zarconi 15, Cassidy is on 13, and Finelli is on 12, 11 for Spinelli, 10 for Rabat and Mantovani as well. Manfred's on 9, the same as Salvadori, 7 for Perez, Heron is on 5, and Miguel Pons only on 4, but at least everyone's got points as well. Right, a month's time then, MotoE will return at the Italian Grand Prix at Mugello, and as well we'll have a different commentary team taking you through that one, as I will be busy commentating on the Le Mans 24-hour race as well, but we'll get that sorted in a month's time. Great start then for MotoE. Join us later for IndyCar, and tomorrow live coverage of Moto3, Moto2 and MotoGP's 1000th Grand Prix from us all here. Good night.